Hello. So it's me again, DarkKyo, back for the first time in a while. I don't know when was the last time I actually posted a video, but I did film this a few days ago. I had bought Procreate, I think, about 2 or 3 months ago. Haven't really used it, and I had done this sketch a few weeks ago, and actually probably about 3 weeks ago, I guess. And then sometime last week, I decided, let's color it. So, this is the process. So I'm not even going to begin to pretend like I know what I am doing in this program and that I did not struggle. Because if you haven't noticed, I probably mentioned it before, but this art is really not my thing. A lot of it probably has to do with the fact that I don't have a steady hand, and that made it very, very difficult with this. And you are going to see my struggles, and I guess I will talk about that. Like, for instance, right here, I'm inking the eye in the face, and this was a struggle. I have a hard time with eyes anyway, making them look even or look decent, because like right here, first one will come out like decent, and then the second one it'd be way off, which is what was happening here. I think I erased that thing like 3 or 4 times because it was just so off, and the one the sketch was really off, and I figured I could just fix it during the inking process, which is what I did. But even then, I still struggled very badly. The shit kept looking weird, or it was really, really, really misaligned more so than usual, or it was way bigger than the other one, like right there. And I was just like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna do this? And then, but okay, you can do this. You can do this. The eyelashes and everything just didn't want to work at me. So after erasing several times, I do eventually get it, but it did take a while. Like right here, I finally decided it looked decent enough, and I was like, okay, let me get started on some of the more details. So I started with the eyelashes and everything on here. After erasing it about 15 times, and I decided it'd be fun to count how many eyelashes I had, but I don't remember how many I counted, so I'm not sure I mentioned that. But so I went, did that, fixed up the other eye, drew the pupil, which came out funky, but I went with it, I guess. Didn't erase it. And of course, I looked at my sketch again just because of the outline. Although, now that I think about it, I really did change it from the sketch. In the sketch, yes, this is a boy. He wasn't really smiling, but I made him look a little happier right here. But of course, when I did like the inking part, I made a lot of changes, not just to like the eyes, but other things. And you see me right here, because the other eye looked decent. So then I had to go in and fix this one. I told you I struggled. I was like, oh boy. So I think it's funny that for once in my life, I was like, oh, the second eye looks good. So I had to go in and fix the first eye I drew, which thankfully it's very easy when you're digital drawing. I just had to erase it about 15 times and then draw it out again for it to look decent. Look, there I go. I'm sketching it. See, it's like, ooh, you can do this. You can make it look decent. Cha-la-la-la-la. Oh, look. It's still a little off, but it's better. It's getting better. And we're going to draw this and that and la-la-la-la-la-la. I don't know. Yeah, so I fixed that, of course. Drew the eyelashes and everything, and it looked much better. Like I said, definitely not perfect, and as I mentioned in the beginning, I had difficulties with this, like a mother fro, and a lot of that is I don't have a steady hand. Even when I ink traditionally, after nearly 20 years of doing this, yes, I said nearly 20 years, because it's been nearly 20 years I've been drawing anime and stuff, I still don't have a steady hand. So a lot of lines are shaky and things. I do think his lips came out good, though. That's probably the best part about this. And then right here, I guess I got distracted, or I was probably looking for another video to watch, because I do watch videos and things when I usually draw or I'm listening to YouTube or something. Why I don't cut this out, I don't know. I probably should have just edited it out. But we're just gonna go with it. I do that on all my videos. So after an eternity, I finally decided to draw his hair. And he has curly hair. But I was going to draw it back. I used to draw it back, but I decided to draw over his shoulder on one side and then like behind his shoulder on the other. So you see me doing that. And you see me erasing his ear. It looked weird anyway, so. And plus his hair was in front of him, so erasing some of the lines, fixing the hair, fixing the eyelashes. I love drawing eyelashes if you can't tell. And then over here, of course, I drew his shoulder, which was his head looked a little bit right there, so I fixed it. Like I said, there's lots of erasing in here. I think I mentioned before, one of the things I do like about digital art is how easy it is to fix it. Like, I am so glad that it's not like it's really easy to fix, but digital art. Like, sometimes when you're trying to fix digital art, you end up making it worse, or you might even start to like disintegrate the paper and things like that, or you end up with a bunch of ugly marks on the paper and it's horrible. Sometimes you have to start completely over again. I'm not saying it doesn't happen with digital art, but it is a lot easier when you don't have to like be mad at yourself for wasting paper or for doing something stupid without being able to fix it. You had to start a whole thing over again. Here it's a lot easier, and you can see that I think a lot in this video. I just go in and erase little things and just go in and fix it. And except that I couldn't do in traditional art like that because, like I said, factors, paper and other things like that. So of course I thought I was done with this and I thought it looked pretty decent. After a few more touch-ups, like fixing his little blush and things like that, I did go in and I did, of course, color it. See, I even had to fix his nose. And his eyes. Again. See what I mean, though? How easy that is? If I was doing that traditionally, I wouldn't be able to fix it that easy. I would have to start all over again, especially if it was with actual ink. Because it's permanent for a reason. So anyway, I know I said I go to the coloring, but I lied. I'm just actually doing little touch-ups. I forgot how much I actually fixed this up. This actually did take me about an hour to do. One of the things I noticed about this program, though, it doesn't seem like you have to save. It's like it does it automatically. So I guess it just saves automatically, which is nice. And then over here, of course, I'm picking out the brushes. Now this program does have a lot of brushes in it. And with this, I don't know what happened there, but with this, I did go, I ended up going with the watercolor brush. Right here, I was kind of deciding what I wanted to color and how it looks. I was testing it out. And again, that's another thing I like. I can test out things and be like, this ain't working. This ain't working. And again, I can do that without starting over again. So I did go in like one of the inking pens, inked his eyes because he has like big black eyes, I guess you can say. That's the way I draw him anyway, so I'm always just fill him in black. There's nothing really detailed about them. He's actually very easy to draw. The only bad thing I would say is that he doesn't have a lot of color on him, which is probably a good thing, but a bad thing at the same time. It's not very colorful or very creative, I guess. I don't know. But I have fun drawing him, and like I say, he's very simple. And then of course I went in, I think I changed the size, of course, but I went with the same tool and did his hair. And one of the things I like about the iPad, I don't know, I don't have much experience with other digital art programs, but I feel like I can draw just like I would with traditional. So this is exactly how I would have done it with like a inking pen. Only again, I don't really have to worry about messing up my pen because especially in the past, I'd be a little rough and I end up ruining the tips of my pen. I mean, you still have to be careful, of course. You can always ruin things, but I think it's a little harder to ruin a hard plastic tip than it is a traditional tip. So I go in, of course, ink his hair. And this wasn't bad to do, you know. I was like, la, 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 la. Just doing my thing, like I always do. Scribble here and a scribble there and call it hair. Oh, if it is ever stop being cringy, probably not. And if you heard that, that was my job, I'd ignore it. But anyway, there goes the ums again. Might as well say dark So go on to do his other side of his hair. scribble, 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 scribble. Okay. And I did this a week ago. But after fixing it and everything and locking the layers so you don't mess it up, because another thing, you want to make sure you lock the layers. That makes it a lot easier to fix things. So I went in there again, and you'll see me playing around with the brushes again here, trying to decide what brush to use. And that was me playing around, of course, with the brush and how it would look. And there's me going in with the way too big of a size with the brush. And over here on the side, you'll see me shrink it down, which is nice. So then I go in, and he has really light skin. So I just went, at first I was going to color the whole thing, and you'll see that right here. So I did cover like his whole face and everything, but then I was like, no, he's pretty pale, so that wouldn't work. He'd be way too dark, and he's not really supposed to be dark. So I just went in and I kind of just, I guess, did the shadows on his skin, like around his hair, nose, eyes, and lips. Just the colors of the block. I probably could have made it lighter, but didn't have enough patience or time to do that, I guess. So I just went with it. But I think this actually worked out for him. And then, of course, I went in with the smudge, and then I smudged it around. And you see what I mean by it kind of works, but I think it works anyway. Because you can see the color, but the full skin isn't colored in. But that's pretty much how he's supposed to look, if that makes sense. It's like he's super pale. And then, of course, I go in, make my lock. And of course I go in, fix it, and then onto the lips of blush. Again, he's pretty pale character, but he does have pink lips. So I went in with the blush, and again, a different layer. That's another good thing, is working on different layers. Very easy to fix it without messing up these layer underneath, which is one thing that's very important. And then of course I took the smudge tool and smudged it out. Sorry, I forgot about that, but I kind of made me laugh. I forgot I did that, but I did clean it up. I just erased and cleaned it up, of course, so very easy. And then the background, or clothes actually, I just went in with like a blue color. Like he's wearing like a pale blue color. Went in with that. Then of course I took the smudge tool again, smudged it out. After I was done smudging, I did go in once again and clean it up. I said it's probably an easier way to do these things, but I just haven't really gotten around to it. Probably gonna end up watching more videos though and playing around with the program more, because I gotta learn better techniques. So that's just me cleaning it up best I can without ruining the rest of my work. And again, it's all on separate layers, and thankfully for that. Could you imagine if I had to do all this over again? I already said this took me an hour. It doesn't even look like it, but it did. And it's not big a disc, a 16-minute video, but it just took me longer. Probably did a shut up or something. So simple and really simple coloring, but it is what it is. And of course, I made sure I locked the layers there. And after I get the brush again, I did go in and do a background, of course. And you'll see me right here. Well, I call it a background, but it's really just me scribbling in some yellow paint. And it was the same paintbrush. But obviously, I upped the size, and then I chose yellow because I figured I didn't use yellow on the picture, but I feel like yellow is like an option of color, I guess, that it would brighten it a little bit. That probably made no sense, but I figured it might help brighten it some, so I went ahead and added in yellow. And again, and there's me coloring in the background. I wasn't doing it neat or anything like that. I just wanted some color to kind of, I guess, bring it out more. Normally I try to use a color that I used in the picture, but I thought that I should use something that wasn't in there, but a bright enough color. Which sounds funny, I'm saying bright, because it's really not a very bright yellow. It's actually quite a, I guess, a neutral muted yellow. Kind of reminds me of yellow orchid a little bit. How it's like that, you know, I don't know if it's say muted. I'm so horrible at describing colors, but it's not like burn your retinas obnoxious like highlighters yellow or something. Anyway, I go in, of course, cleaned up, go through, clean up some more because there are tiny little mistakes in there. And you're probably thinking, a lot more than tiny little mistakes. But you're probably right, but my point is I went and cleaned up the things I felt needed cleaned up. And then, of course, I go in there and I sign my name, DarkKyo, the year. Sign my real name too. Don't know why I do that, but I do. And then here, why did I save this part? So this is the final product. And at the rambling for 16 minutes about Lord knows what, I actually think this came out too bad. I actually do kind of like it. It is my picture on my Instagram as well as my background on my iPad. So I like it more than I thought I would. Of course, the more I look at it, the more I'm like, But that's how I always feel about my artworks. But anyway, I got a lot to learn at Procreate and just drawing in general, especially with digital. But overall, I would say I'm pretty happy with it. But if you sat through this and me rambling, I thank you deeply. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. And yeah, have fun. And if you get a chance to have an iPad, I definitely would recommend maybe trying out Procreate. It's only $10 and it's not a subscription, so it's actually quite cheap. And you can do a lot in it. So I definitely recommend if you want to try that. Alright, anyways, peace out.